Today's episode, which is sort of what it is turning into, of the illegal immigrants sent to El Salvador show, included a Democratic U.S. Senator flying to El Salvador for a photo op to demand his return, the mother of a woman killed by an illegal alien at the White House press briefing, and then Trump talking about the mother at an Easter event later.
Yes, her incredible daughter. And her daughter's looking down on Patty today. This was some day for you, and we appreciate it, Patty, and we're all with you 100%. And you are indeed an angel mom.
News of the illegal immigrant's wife once filed an order of protection against him also came out. I could go on, but let me tell you what is really happening and why. Americans elected President Trump for 3 reasons: the border, the economy, and boys and girls sports. That's our Why It Matters memo. The economy is having real problems. It might turn around, but right now, Trump's poll numbers on the economy are crashing. So did the stock market today, but we aren't talking about that tonight. We're actually talking about what Democrats want to talk about and what they are focusing on: the border. And that is the one issue where Donald Trump is winning and winning big. So congratulations, Democrats. You are giving Trump a big win. In a perverse way, the more Democrats and TV networks focus on Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the more the administration has an incentive to keep him in El Salvador. Democrats' obsession with the Maryland man turned Father of the Year candidate shows they learned absolutely nothing from 2024. Today, Senator Chris Van Hollen of Maryland went to El Salvador to try and bring Abrego Garcia back. He wanted to go to the country's gulag-like prison. The El Salvadorian government didn't let him. Team Trump loves this. Never mind that Van Hollen never cared about a Maryland mom murdered by an illegal immigrant. He never called Rachel Morin's mother. So the White House brought Rachel Morin's mother to the press briefing.
To have a senator from Maryland who didn't even acknowledge or barely acknowledged my daughter and the brutal death that she endured so that he can use my taxpayer money to fly to El Salvador to bring back someone that's not even an American citizen. Why does that person have more right than I do?
Senator Cory Booker, he's looking to launch his presidential campaign, seemed far more concerned about Abrego Garcia than he did an American from New Jersey, his home state, imprisoned in Iran. Shi Wang posted on X, "I was a New Jersey resident, Senator Cory Booker's constituent, when I was jailed in Iran as an American hostage. Senator Booker never advocated for my release and refused to speak to my wife. Senator Booker is a hypocrite." He is a politician, which is generally one and the same. But Abrego Garcia is the fight of our time for Democrats and their friends in the media. Republicans couldn't be happier. Much of the anti-Trump media now follows this case the way they did the Iranian hostage crisis. But America does not see this as the Iranian hostage crisis. It is, though, a made-for-TV story. We have a villain, a victim, moral crusaders, and bad guys. And it is all the same cast, but depending on what cable network you are watching, they play different roles.
The Trump administration is banking on is they can take advantage of that sense of normalcy to take away all our liberties. And that is why the fate of Kilmar Abrego Garcia matters to all of us.
He is President Bukele's resident. He is not a Maryland man. He is not a Maryland anything. He is an illegal alien from El Salvador with a deportation order.
So this should be alarming to all of us. Every American citizen could end up in the same situation as Mr. Abrego Garcia if this dangerous course continues.
No, every American could not end up in that situation. Bringing Abrego Garcia home would be the easiest thing in the world for President Trump to do. Literally, it is a phone call or a text message. But he, just like the senators above, is playing to his base because it works politically. The Department of Homeland Security started to put out information making Abrego Garcia seem like a less sympathetic figure. The details include information on his alleged gang affiliation and violent assaults against his wife in 2021. They could have done that a week ago. They didn't, because they wanted the information in their back pockets to play this out longer. Team Trump loves this being in the news because we are talking about it. Trump's superpower is making opponents do or say things actively against their best interests. Democrats have never learned. It's like Lucy and the football, except this is the Trump show.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.